I'm Dr. Joe Borio with Chiropassion Consulting. I want to spend a few minutes with you and share with you how super successful chiropractors think. What's their mindset? What's their vision? I've been so blessed, given the opportunity to work with thousands of chiropractors over the last decade. And I certainly get an idea of how those super successful chiropractors think. And when I say how they think, what I mean is how they view the world. I'm speaking to you in a camera right now. There's a lens, that paradigm that everybody talks about, right? What's their paradigm? How do they view it? One of the ideas I can share with you is certainly their vision. A vision of a super successful chiropractor is huge. Why is that important? We all know the idea that people come in and maybe they don't fully understand what you do as a chiropractor. They don't fully understand it. They don't know if it's going to work for them or if it's the right choice for them, or maybe they should do something else. And we tend to think as a group, and maybe this isn't the way you think, but many chiropractors think that there's this competition, that there's this narrow band of people that are available to market yourself or promote yourself or share a vision with. A super successful chiropractor looks at the world as billions of people. There's billions of people. They don't look at the idea that the only people they're there to serve or to share the story with is that 20 or 30 or 150,000 people in your community. That's number one. So their vision of how they look at the world is entirely different. Their role and their mindset is not to just work towards a niche. Their mindset is that the entire world needs to receive chiropractic care. Just like everybody needs a dentist, everybody needs to cut their hair, everybody needs a chiropractor. The chiropractor is going to improve the quality of their life, the length of their life. So not only do they view the vision of chiropractic as a huge mass that they want to share the story with, the benefits of care are not limited to a select specific group of problems or complaints or ailments or symptomatologies. That doesn't mean that they don't know that being under care can benefit you with those things. But I will tell you that the overall overwhelming viewpoint of a super successful chiropractor, how they think is that the entire world will be better off receiving care. One of my mentors, he's up on my wall here, is actually Reggie Gold. And Reggie Gold, I remember him saying it to me in Toronto, Canada, probably 50 times. And he said to that group that in the end, you're better off with no or less subluxation than you are with a subluxation. And in the end, that's the truth. I don't know that your migraines will go away. I don't know that your asthma will go away. I don't know that your skin problem will go away. I don't know that. I don't know if that's a direct result of a loss of integrity of your nervous system. I don't know that. But I do know this. Regardless of a presence of symptomatology or a sickness or disease, or the absence of something you can view, and somebody comes in and says, hey, I feel great, that person is still better off with a healthier nervous system. That person is always going to be better off with a nervous system that has a higher level of integrity because it's not subluxated. So that's another viewpoint. They also view what they do as valuable. One of the ideas that we've talked a lot about with clients, certainly in our program, is looking at what you do is highly valuable. You hear some people say, well, the adjustment is priceless. And, in some of those things, I get that because you can't put a price in your head, but we do have to put a price on it. So some of those comments they're not really fitting. They're not pragmatic for a normal conversation. Because somebody's asking, hey, what should I charge and what should I accept and what's the viewpoint of an adjustment? I could tell you this, that you can go get your hair cut on average, I know there might be a barber buddy of yours up the street and there might be a high-end salon up the road as well, so they don't fit. But on average, you're going to spend about $20 a month to get your hair cut. You figure anywhere from 15 to 20 to get a cut, and then you're going to throw a few dollars as a tip. So give or take, you're going to spend about 20 bucks to get a haircut. So I would think that you as a professional, somebody that not only has dedicated their life and given up a lot of sacrifice of their life to study a discipline, an art, a philosophy, a science to apply and share with mankind should view their adjustment, the time they spend with somebody, more than what it costs to get your hair cut. I mean, I think we have to value that. We got to look at that and say, okay, listen, it's costing me $20 to get my hair cut, and they're wonderful people, but they go to school, they get out of high school, and you can get your degree 6 months, 9 months, and you can be really good at what you do, and I think that's great, but you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to do your undergraduate education, your graduate education, you've got a license, you've got an expertise, you've got a certain amount of knowledge, you've got a skill set now to apply to the world. I mean, I definitely think what you should get in fair exchange to adjust somebody should be, at the very least, $20 or more for the service. You know, the average fee across the United States is $40. So one of the viewpoints of a highly successful chiropractor, they view what they do as valuable. They know it's difficult to put a price on something. You know that you can't put a price on your health. But we also know that we work in a capitalistic society where we have to price a fee for service. So that service should be $40. So my attitude, and certainly the attitude of highly successful chiropractors, is listen, if cost becomes a concern, don't lessen the fee of the adjustment, see them less. You know, yeah, it would be great for your health to be in here once a week to get checked, or 3 times a week for a while to get your spine and nervous system healthier, and then lessen. But if they can't do that without lessening your fee, tell them that, look, at, you know, doing nothing is certainly the worst thing. Doing something is better. Let's get you in here less, but we're still going to charge our fee for that service. I mean, you know, that's another way to look at a highly successful chiropractor. A lot of docs forget that in running a business, it costs you money to see somebody when they walk in your office. So if you give somebody a break on their fee, it's costing you money to see them. And that's something we work a lot with clients about. It's something that a lot of docs don't even know how to calculate. How do you calculate that number? How do you calculate how much it costs to see somebody? So we talked about vision, we talked about the viewpoint of how you look at people and how many people there are. We talk about looking at that service, that fee. Last is confidence. You know, there's so many other factors that I can share with you, and we're limited on time obviously, but that factor of confidence. So when I say confidence, I don't mean arrogance, I don't mean that you think you're better than somebody. When I say confidence, I mean being confident and clear in who you are, how valuable you are, and what you have to serve other people. I think a lot of docs lack that. So when you walk in, you're nervous, you're scared, you're anxious, you're thinking about, I want them to like me, I'm nervous that they're going to reject me, I'm nervous that they're not going to take my recommendations of care and so forth. And that is something that unfortunately, believe it or not, it affects how you talk, how you walk, your presence, your demeanor, how you're able to communicate effectively with people, and it greatly damages the ability of you, or the ability that you have to influence other people. And if you lack the ability to influence other people, those people are less likely to take your recommendations. Which again, you have no ulterior motive. You have one motive, and that's to make them healthy, make them all that they can be, remove interference to the nervous system, remove as much subluxation as you possibly can, allow their brain to communicate better to your body in every cell, and allow the vitalistic intelligence within the body to communicate, you know. And those are things that unfortunately are wonderful and are true and are factual, but you'll lack the ability to influence other people because you lack that confidence. And that's something we work on as well with clients. You know, with Chiropassion Consulting, as I said, I've been so blessed to work with thousands of doctors over the years, teaching them not only the logistics of how to run their practice, but to allow them to create the practice of their dreams, allow you to create the life of your dreams. I'll tell you, the happier you are, and it's something we forget about, the happier you are outside your office, the happier you're inside your office. And the happier you are inside your office, the happier you're outside your office. And I think a lot of docs forget that as well. You know, we need a really good life outside the practice. We need to be happy with our family. We need to be happy with loved ones. We need to be happy with friends. And when I say happy, I don't mean that in a trivial sense. I mean a sense of fulfillment. And we need that same sense within your practice. And that's certainly something we focus on with Chiropractic and Chiropassion Consulting. I'd love to see it at one of our events. You can go right on our website, chiropassionconsulting.com. Upper right-hand corner has the most recent event. And then everything below that, you can learn a little bit more about us. You can watch the testimonials about who we are and what we do. We've got a great program. We do events throughout the year all over the country. We just did a Mastermind event in Italy, which was absolutely fantastic. Some of the highest achievers in our program got a chance to spend some time with me and other docs within our program, Dr. Pete Lombardi and Dr. Otto Jenke at my home in Italy, which was just absolutely fantastic. And then we do online webinars, so we can teach you online every week. And all of those are recorded, so you can use a simple device like an iPhone and learn how to be a better chiropractor, a better teacher, a better communicator, a better business person each and every single day. It all depends on you. I will tell you this, one of the things I've learned in my last statement that I see with super successful chiropractors is this: the only limit that you have is the ones that you own, the ones that you place upon yourself. And those super successful chiropractors are the ones that are breaking down those limits in their head. They realize that growth is a journey. They embrace that, and they're always working towards improving themselves, which in turn always makes them a better doctor, better clinician, a better adjuster, a better business person, a better friend. Every aspect of your life is improved. And I'd love to see that for you guys. So check us out, chiropassionconsulting.com. Dr. Joe Borio, thanks so much for giving me a few minutes today on how super successful chiropractors think. I'd love to have you at one of our events, and I'd love to see you become a super successful chiropractor. Guys, thanks so much for loving what I love. Hopefully you're on the same journey to make yourself the best chiropractor you can be. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. I'll talk to you guys next week.